what James Gunn's universe may look like. I'm Dad Nerd ADC, aka Adrian. That's Uncle Black next to me. He's part of the family. He has the key to the house. You know, when he started casting the Green Lanterns and Superman and all this, I was like, and Lois Lane, and he started filling out the roster for Superman. Let's talk about the Crown Prince of Crime. Let's talk about the Joker.
We went to see Joker. We were like, oh my god, Joaquin Phoenix, okay. Burgess Meredith Joker, then a Heath Ledger Joker, or a Jack Nicholson Joker, or Jared Leto Joker.
Welcome to another episode of Podcasting While Nerdy. In this video, are you interested to see what James Gunn's universe may look like as far as who's cast as what? Well, we don't know. We're not in James Gunn's head. But you got the next best thing. We're about to tackle who we think should be Batman in James Gunn's universe. This is no particular order. If you're not aware, now you know. I'm Dad Nerd ADC, aka Adrian. That's Uncle Black next to me, joining us again. If you haven't saw his debut appearance on Podcasting While Nerdy, be able to check out the top 5 best and worst of 2024. He was nice enough to grace us with his presence there. And now he's part of the family. He has the key to the house, and he's free to come in anytime he wants.
Hello, I'm back. And as you can see, Snyderverse. Although I'm excited for Gunverse. Yeah, that's just, there's no other way to call it. The Gunverse of DC. I'm excited.
I am too, and so far his picks have been awesome to me. I like the fact, I was telling Brandon 2K about this in a previous episode, I don't remember which one, but earlier last year, that, you know, when he started casting the Green Lanterns and Superman and all this, I was like, and Lois Lane, and she started filling out the roster for Superman, for the Superman movie, I was like, he's not going with your, like, flavor of the months. He's going with people he can build things around, and I love that. I love the fact that Aaron Pierre is our Jon Stewart. I think that's going to be amazing. I love the fact that Hal Jordan is that guy from
Nathan Fillion. I'm just going to cut him right there. Nathan Fillion.
That's Guy Gardner.
Yes, Guy Gardner. Yeah.
Hal Jordan is Brandon, he's the one who's his favorite prequel.
Adrian Pierce?
No, what's his name?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, these are people that you don't really...
You don't really associate with them.
Yeah.
And I know who you're thinking.
Kyle Chandler. There we go. Kyle Chandler. Brandon will hate me for this. So yeah, Kyle Chandler. I love the fact that from Friday Night Lights, that's the show.
Yes.
He's going to be able to bring the humor and everything to Hal Jordan. I love that pick. I love Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. I think she's going to kill it. The Marvelous Miss Maisel is a great example of her work.
Can we talk about Mr. Terrific for a second?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's great too. My introduction to him.
Yes.
All these castings,
they all make sense. They're not super big. Yeah. They're not super small. But they are actors that have talent. And like even down to Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Oh my god. Such a great choice. Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord.
It's a sleeper pick. I'm interested to see how he handles that. Because I'm hoping doesn't mean that I hope they're not going to make Maxwell Lord too cartoonish. Like, I hated Pedro Pascal's depiction and what.
Yeah, that was.
I hated that. That was way too campy for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping Sean Gunn really brings some gravitas, and I think he can.
Yes, but one of my favorite choices, Anthony Kerrigan as Rex Mason. Oh my god. And although I think that he would have been a perfect, if you've seen Gotham, perfect Victor Zsasz. But I think he would have been great as Calendar.
Well, he would have been a great Calendar Man, but I think he's really going to do good with Metamorpho as well. Yeah.
Yes. Sleeper one that we don't know, Andy Tudyk.
I think we do know.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I think we do. There's I'm just gonna stay quiet. But even Frank Grillo as Rick Flag, Senior, not Junior. just the overall way that he put this movie together is, in my opinion, for Superman 2025, that's what I'm calling it, is a bunch of sleeper actors, even down to Perry White.
Yeah, these are all people that can grow into the role and become known for the role.
Or, in the case of Nathan Fillion, has done the role. And I know that he got hate, and people are like, oh, look at that hair, and the memes that have come out, Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, but yeah, the man knows Green Lantern because he's done Green Lantern. So, stop hating, but I think we got a great topic for tonight.
Yeah, and real quickly, I would add on to that, like that little fan film that was done with him, because he's always been cast as Nathan Drake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you just take the Nathan Drake character, that's Guy Gardner, really, right? So it's right, like, as far as, like, the snarkiness and the ego and all that, like, if he can do Nathan Drake and people trust him, wanting him as Nathan Drake, he's going to be fine as Guy Gardner. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, if you saw his adaptation of Hal Jordan, I kind of want to say it was more Hal Jordan-ish, leaning towards a Guy Gardner-ish, just based off of the script. I'm not saying that it was because of him, but the script gave him that Guy Gardner-ish feel. And when it comes to Green Lantern, well, you know, if you don't know, follow up. That's all I'm going to say.
If you don't know, you're about to find out. But, you know, let's talk about Batman. And there's so many sleeper picks out there, and these are going to be in no particular order, you guys. These are just on top of the dome of people who come to mind, or I hear are in the running, or are being looked at. So my first person I want to discuss and put past you, Uncle Black. He's somebody that I'm kind of, and the reason I'm mentioning him first because he's my least favorite pick on my personal list. But I see where people are going with this because it's already happening. The talks about it, and that's Jonathan Bailey. He's, you know, if you've seen Wicked, his and Bridgerton, like, his fame is becoming on the rise. I think he'd make an excellent Bruce Wayne. It's his Batman I'm kind of worried about, but I think he could pull it off. If you've seen Wicked and like see like his what I'm trying to say, his range and what he can do between like Wicked and Bridgerton and all the other stuff he's been a part of. He's from a musical Broadway background, Hugh Jackman. So I think there's something there that Jonathan Bailey could potentially be a good sleeper pick. What do you think?
Not a bad pick. However, where you said he'd be a good Bruce Wayne, but not a Batman.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. That's how I felt about Robert Pattinson. The opposite. Robert Pattinson was a good Batman, just not a good Bruce Wayne. And that is where that Batman movie was like, and I got it. But I was more into keep him in the cowl and detective. I don't care about Bruce Wayne anymore. But I see where you're going when it comes to character development. And that is so a character that you could really develop and you could really get into. With you saying that, with me thinking where this universe is, and we're looking at Superman a year or two, why don't we bring back Christian Bale?
That would be crazy.
We all know, here's why. We all know that Batman has been Batman longer than Superman has been, longer than Clark Kent has been Superman. We know that Batman has always been the moral, if you want to say the moral foundation or the superhero foundation for Superman. Let's give him someone that's established, someone that's been through it all. You don't really need a backfill because everybody is familiar with that.
We don't need to see him die in the alley again. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need Batman's origin story. We know it. Crime Alley is dead. Like, we just don't need it. You're right. And I could bring it back at Batman. More on that later. Is potentially a very good idea because you set the tone of an established Batman by doing that, right? You set the tone. So yeah, I like the sleeper pick of Christian Bale. That's you would have to.
You're retconning a lot.
Yeah, like, is this canon? Is this not? Did the Bellverse happen?
It
You
could.
know, so it's a little bit messy, I think. But in a dream world, I think that's a pretty cool idea.
In a dream world, yes, you're retconning a lot. But if you really think about it, the Baleverse was pretty clean enough that you could bring it back, and all of it happened. So, and here's my thought: you got your Joker out of the way, you got your Bane out of the way, you got the mask, the dude with the mask and out of the way. You have all that out of the way. You have your all right. You might have to recast the Catwoman. I will say though, what you're pulling from Batmanverse is Penguin. But you could recast and get away with it. It's just that that's when you're blurring a line, because a lot of the Batmanverse is pulling from other content, in my opinion, that worked well, like Gotham. And when you look at Penguin, that was Gotham 2.0, but we're going full force of what we could not put on regular TV. I'm stopping there, because that's probably a different episode. But yes, I really think, bring Christian Bale back. It's been done before. Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm. And people gobbled that up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going on bringing people back, I say this, my next person I wanted to bring, and you kind of already touched on it, Robert Pattinson. Just bring in the Reese-verse. There's talks of it happening. I think that is a really cool thing to do. And you're building lore already there, right? Because you could take from the Batman, you take from the Penguin. It'll make sense. I think Robert Pattinson and David Cornsweet could feed off each other very, very well. So I think that's potentially a really cool idea. Now, going the downside to it would be, depending on when Batman the Brave and the Bold comes out, does the audience really buy that this is... No, I think James Gunn said Batman and Superman are relatively the same age. So I think that's fine. But also, is he old enough, the Damian side of things, right? Does he look like he's old enough to have a teenage kid? So
that idea. If Pattinson does fit, that whole universe can fit. Like I said, Christian Bale universe fits. He would be the more ideal role for Brave and the Bold. But why does the Brave and the Bold have to jump to Damian?
They've announced that Damon's in it. Yeah.
I know, they have. But why can't it just be regular Robin? Dick Grayson. Why not? I mean, we only had Dick Grayson, reality-wise, on screen once, Chris O'Donnell. He was too old. Marlon Wayans got pushed out of the role. I think that this is your opportunity, that if you're going to do Brave and the Bold, and you want to do Batman, and you want to extend on Batman, give us Dick Grayson. Give us really an origin story. Give us your creation. Give us a realistic Ra's al Ghul story and where Damian Wayne came from, and don't give us cheap fillers of flashbacks, because that's just, to me, certain movies can afford flashbacks, certain movies it's just cheap writing when you have flashbacks. And if you're giving me a Batman movie and you're giving me nothing but flashbacks, then your writing is poor. So you could give us Pattinson, I'm not disagreeing, give us a Robin, a Dick Grayson, a Tim Drake. You know where I'm going next. Just give us that Robin. I think a lot of people would buy that if you skip Damian Wayne, because I get where he's going, but I think the whole Robin thing needs to be established, that Robin is a mantle and not a role. If you get what I'm saying.
No, I do. And also, I totally agree with you. Like, if they just try to rush into the father-son sort of dynamic in Brave and the Bold, and you're gonna have to fill in a lot of gaps with flashbacks, and because there's no way you can't. Because if you're saying, in the Brave and Bold, let's say the movie starts with, "Hey, guess what, Bruce? You have a son," and they were trying to like a whole like kick-ass sort of dynamic, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna go that well, it's gonna have to explain how we got there, right? And unless you're talking about a world where Batman never had a Robin up until Damian, which I don't think.
There's no universe one, I think, or two.
You're gonna have to establish at least one, and probably my mind's probably gonna be at least the OG Dick Grayson. So, but I think you're missing the mark if you don't go the Red Hood route as well. I think.
Yes, Jason. Everybody loves to hate Jason Todd, but everybody loves Red Hood. And Red Hood is such a signature in the Bat family that it's a lot to me. It's a lot of filler crap. And then you're backpedaling. I just think if you're brave and bold, it's either Dick Grayson or Jason Todd. And I would take Jason Todd over Dick Grayson. Oh my God! And I even have an idea. There you go. How many movies can you make off of that? A lot. An established Dick Grayson is in Bloodhaven as Nightwing, and here's Jason Todd, the little arrogant, cocky jerk who messes up, makes a mistake, and gets kidnapped by, guess who? Joker. That's 2 movies that you have. We'll have to see.
I like where you're going. Like, potentially, you could split Brave and the Bold into 2 movies, right? Like a part 1, part 2 sort of situation. And maybe at the end of the first Brave and the Bold, there's a knock at Bruce Wayne's door, and he opens it, and, like, Damian's standing there, right?
Yeah, because
or he gets dropped off by the League at the very end, but you don't do that reveal with Damian. Damian's like your through line through the first movie, right? Like,
yeah,
he shows up at the end, and during the course of the main movie, he's dealing with Jason Todd, right?
Because you can always skip Tim Drake.
Yeah, it's like, now I have another rambunctious teenager on my hand. So,
yeah.
And then, like, you could go that route.
Yeah. In my opinion, the one Robin that could be skipped is Tim Drake.
Yeah. You don't necessarily need him.
No, and you could like, not many people know. I mean, Tim Drake is big, but Tim Drake is not that big of a mainstay of a Robin that he's necessary. But Jason Todd and Dick Grayson are, before you get to Damian Wayne, and why Damian Wayne forced himself into the role.
Well, he started
the other way around,
trying to kill his father, and I hope they touch on that. He was bred to kill Batman.
Well, look who his grandfather is.
And who his mom is, right? So I hope that is the cornerstone. Like, maybe the reveal of Damian happens, like, the whole movie, somebody's trying to kill Batman, and this person's like, and at the end it's revealed that's Damian, and then you touch on that in the next movie after that.
Okay.
I think that's a potential route you could go. The League is always one-upping Batman, and he's like, what's going on here? And it's because your own blood is in your mind, right? Like, I think you could play with that as well.
Yeah, I could get behind that one. They would have, again, flashbacks can be done. Do them right. Don't make the whole movie all flashback. The one and only movie that can get away with flashback is Highlander. That's it. But they might be able, if done right, you could flashback this movie and get away with it. So you'll have a flashback of Dick Grayson. You'll have a flashback of, Jason Todd. And it's almost to why he doesn't want another Robin. And then he has him dropped off. He figures out, this is who's been trying to kill me. I'm going to take him in, but I don't want him as Robin, but he wants to be Robin. Boom. There you go. There's your movie. All right. I can get behind that.
I'm really excited about the aspect, like, we've never had really a live action Damian before. So that's intriguing, very intriguing to me. We've only really live action Robin we had, like you said, was Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah.
If you
I forget Titans.
Well, small screen. Yeah, but I was saying, like, but no, I think I'm really excited about this. And you're right, like, it's kind of an odd play to, like, if they are focusing on Damian, to focus on Damian out of the gate, because if you're not a nerd like we are, he's a lesser known figure, right? Like, people when they think Robins, they're thinking Red Hood, they're thinking Jason Todd, or honestly, they're thinking Dick Grayson, right? Because that's because he's in the pop culture just as much as Batman is. So, because you have with Titans Go and all that. So, it has me very interested. I got one more name on my mind for Batman. And that's Reacher himself, Alan Richardson. From Reacher? Richardson? Richardson? He also...
Okay.
That was Hawk. Mm-hmm. I think he could be very much pull it off. I think he would be very good.
He's been overused. We have Hunger Games.
Think about it, though. Because Kyle Chandler's already your Hal Jordan. They're both from Friday Night Lights. They know how to work together.
I know. And he was Raphael in Turtles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Imagine the banter.
I just can't. It's a tough one because I could see him doing Hawkman. You
Oh
see
yeah.
that, or I can actually see him doing Martian Man. I can see him doing a million other DC roles, but never in my life did I picture him as Batman. So I'm gonna give you two names, and these are fan service. I know one is. I'm gonna say John Hamm.
Okay. Yes. Been
A lot of
cast
people have
for a
been
while.
fan casting him, and I can see why. John Hamm is the perfect. Again, he would be a great Bruce Wayne. I don't know if I could see him, and that is the big issue with Batman is you need someone to play a Bruce Wayne perfectly and a Batman perfectly. You're playing two different people as one person, and
They're
that's why it's
completely
been,
different people.
and that's why Keaton got it right. And Sin, we need another movie, which we're getting to figure out if he got it right.
He was too emo in the first one. Like that was not my Bruce Wayne. That was far from Bruce Wayne. Like
Yeah, that was just not Bruce Wayne. He was just lazy. Like I can say so many things of like really just be Bruce Wayne. You have all this money. Yeah, I'm depressed, and I get the era of it, but bro, you anybody at that age with millions of dollars, you're not brooding. I'm sorry. Regardless, you're still going out and having a party.
right.
But I see where they went with that. I don't know if John Hamm could pull off a Batman.
But Mad Men show he could do Bruce Wayne. Like obviously he could do a Bruce Wayne. Mad Men shows that.
Yes.
So no, I totally agree. Another one people have cast for a while, and it was really based off of that boxing movie he did. Is Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Oh no.
It was really based off Southpaw. Remember when Southpaw came out? Like people were like Batman,
So
and because people and honestly, he is a great actor, and I think he's a chameleon, and I think he could do it. Would he be my go-to pick? No. But is he somebody that I would not be surprised if he's being asked or circled around? No. I wouldn't be surprised.
So out of I kind of could see that. Can you imagine what Gyllenhaal could do as Joker?
He's on my yes. He's been on my fan cast.
Just simply because he auditioned for the role, he was good friends with Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger got the role of Joker over Gyllenhaal. Can you imagine now, years later, Gyllenhaal's offered a mantle of Joker and what he would do for himself and respect for Heath Ledger?
Let's start talking about Joker, by the way. So I agree with you with Jake Gyllenhaal. I think so. Those have been our views about Batman, but let's talk about the Joker.
Wait.
Yeah,
I got one. I actually have two more for Batman.
Okay, go ahead.
Another fan service, Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, been fan cast for a while.
Yeah, a lot of people have been fan casting him. I could see it based off how he played Soldier Boy. I think he's one of those that could do both, honestly. But the other one, and this might be coming out of right field, or left field as you want to call it, Matt Bomer.
Yeah. He's been on my list as well.
Although Bomer, I got another role for him too.
I loved him in his role in. Why am I blanking tonight?
It's that where he played that. I know what you're thinking of. Where he played that criminal.
White Collar, right?
Yeah, I want to say it's White Collar.
White Collar.
Crap.
Yeah. Loved him in White Collar, and I also loved him in.
Crap. Well, he's not unfamiliar to DC.
No, and I loved him in Doom Patrol. That's what I was thinking. You didn't know he was in Doom Patrol?
Because that's one of those things I still haven't watched that because I just had a problem with that. No.
He's great in Doom Patrol.
What the Okay, so
he's Negative Man in Doom Patrol.
I was about to say that,
Yeah.
But the credit that I see for him in Negative Man is actually Titans. He got, there's Doom Patrol also. But guess what? He was also Barry Allen. Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1 and 2. And also Justice Society World War II. And just looking at his resume, he was also Clark Kent, Superman Unbound. All right.
He's no stranger to DC at all. But no, I think he's great as Negative Man. And so
Okay.
his range is great. He has the snarkiness that Batman has, that Bruce Wayne can have. Great pick.
So here's why though. Damian's knocking on his door. He's Bruce Wayne. And the snarkiness of Matt Bomb. And why I'm your dad, but I left your mom. And why your grandfather. Like, all right, we'll go on.
That baby don't look like me.
You are not a father.
But no, there's so many great picks. What do you guys think? Who should be Batman in James Gunn DCU? Let us know in the comments down below. Do you agree with our choices? Are we completely out of left field? Let us know. But let's talk about the Crown Prince of Crime. Let's talk about the Joker. There's so many great picks. So if you go with the Batman-verse, you already have your Joker, and I think he's great. And so if you go that way, you already have a Joker. Bill Skarsgård, I think, is a great pick. You look at his role with with Pennywise, and I think he could really make a good Joker. Alan Tudyk, I think, could be really, really good. We talked about Jake Gyllenhaal, would be a really cool one.
I'm gonna toss this one out. Cameron Monaghan. Monaghan?
Oh, yeah, he did great as it in Gotham.
He played Jerome Velasquez. They never called him Joker,
but he was Joker.
Now, will Disney let him do that? I mean, he only has one more Star Wars game to play. However, rumors are that they might make a movie based off of his Jedi Fallen Order.
The only reason I want to go with him is because, although I like the role that he did as Joker, at the end I believe it jumped the shark at the very end.
Yeah.
But leading up to the last season, it was good. And I think you want somebody who doesn't have any stench or stink on him. And I believe he does because of how Gotham did end. So that's why I would stray away from him for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Willem Dafoe also comes to my mind. I mean, people have fan cast him forever.
Okay.
If you wanted an older Joker.
If you did. Okay. So, one of the movies that I didn't like. Did you watch, I'm just going to call it Joker 2. That musical. That ending. You caught the ending. Now, he really didn't get we don't have his, I'm sure we could go down the rabbit hole of figuring out who he was. And although they say, no, there's no tie between Dark Knight and this movie, I'm sorry. The way his laugh was, the way he cut his face. If you didn't want, and crap, if you're bringing Bale back, why not bring him as your Joker?
Yeah, I can see that too.
And he has really no ties.
Regardless if we get the Matt Reeves verse molded into the Gunverse or not, I'm really interested in where Barry Keoghan takes the Joker. That end scene in the Batman was awesome to me. I thought he did really, really good. I didn't like the look of Batman, but the look of Joker, I thought that could be tweaked a bit. But you can always tweak those things, no problem. But I thought, like, his mannerisms and the way he was talking at the end, I think he gets the Joker.
You introduced him for a reason. He was there for a reason. And the fact of that, in my opinion, that universe is done. It's Elseworlds. But does it have to be Elseworlds? The fact of that, you Elseworld it just because it came out before your universe doesn't mean that this isn't the same. This is the multiverse, people. You could do anything you want. And Joker's one of those characters that he has many faces, many looks. But with that movie, with Joker, it was all about the thought and the image of the Joker. You don't even have to go into that whole aspect, but I think people would more likely attach themselves to someone that they've seen as a Joker or has certain laughs and snickers or mannerisms than they don't. Look how long it took. Like, all right, we went to see Joker. We were like, oh my God, Joaquin Phoenix. Okay. But he's more of a Caesar Burgess Meredith. Am I right? Yeah. Burgess Meredith Joker than a Heath Ledger Joker or a Jack Nicholson Joker, or Jared Leto Joker. We need something in between that envelops all of them. And I think this is your opportunity to get it right, but give us a familiar face to get it right, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and also think that, like, Batman's the same way. That there's been so many people who have been cast that people are like, Mr. Mom? And people are like,
Yeah.
Heath Ledger
Yeah.
for the Joker, or Robert Pattinson for Batman, and they end up like doing a very, very good job. So, or
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman for Wolverine. You mean the guy from Broadway? Like,
Yeah.
so like it's a like I think like there's so many names out there, probably ones that we're not even thinking about, that very much could dive into the role. But I think at the top of my list is either bring in Barry Keoghan if you mold in the Matt Reeves first, because I think there's a lot of meat on that bone, or probably Alan Tudyk.
Okay.
I think Alan Tudyk, because he doesn't have a live action role yet. And so, like, his likeness hasn't been used yet. His voice has, but he's a voice actor.
Yes.
Oh, and the same thing with Sean Gunn. Like, technically, Sean Gunn's multiple people in the DCU at this point, right? He's Maxwell Lord, and he's Maxwell Lord, and he's Weasel, and he's also G.I. Robot. Also, he plays two people on Creature Commandos. So,
how do you forget he's Calendar Man?
Right. So I think Alan Tudyk could be the same way. So I think it's not out of the question to say he could be our Joker.
Oh my God, it just slipped my mind. A name just popped into my mind, and I actually...
What are they in?
Okay, James McAvoy. That man has some acting chops. And when it comes to playing an insane man, I don't know if you've seen it. Splinter.
Split is what it's called.
Split. The last movie that he did.
Oh, the one where he plays that very nice with that very nice couple, but there's hidden mode. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The movie was.
Yeah.
That movie was actually good. That movie was just like one of those. I can't remember the name of it. I'm looking it up now. But that movie, Speak No Evil.
Yeah.
That movie was him and that was ridiculous. Split. He's already played that maniacal. Well, the comic book movie, but. And he's played Professor X, and I don't see him playing Professor X ever again, although, I'm shooting my shot, he would have been a great Onslaught.
Yeah, he would have.
So, because we're not going to see that for years, give him Joker. And I think he'll nail it to the wall. And I think he'll give us what we want out of a Joker. Regardless of who Batman is, he will mold himself to be that Joker. Oh my God. With that green hair. The only other thing is who's going to be his Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's a whole nother question, right?
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
That's a interesting pick.
Just based off of the age of him and Scarlett Johansson. I'll start writing now. They're not going to pick it up, but yeah. I'm in just McAvoy. I think that's my number one pick for Joker. Not going to happen, but
I lean toward Tudyk and Barry Keoghan. Just because I do think there's a strong chance that the Matt Reeves verse gets molded into the Gunverse.
At this point, they should. Tudyk, I could see him playing Joker and being that Batman 1996 animated Joker. That you hear that, I see Tudyk doing that, and I could so totally see that in the Reeves verse of a Joker, and I could see that in the Gunn verse of a Tudyk. Oh my God!
So are you saying even if Matt Reeves verse gets folded in, that you recast the Joker and you let go of Barry Keoghan?
You have to. You only got 5 seconds of him. Not many people remember him. Just the nerds do. So it's one of those roles that you have the opportunity to recast. Not many people are going to be mad. You're looking at this as a new universe. Again, it's a multiverse. It's Elseworlds. You can call it what you want, but this is where some superheroes and villains look the same, and sometimes they don't. And that's how they've been able to get away with it. And yeah, you Alan Tudyk would fit. If it at the end of the day, it's gonna depend on the Joker that they are looking for.
Yeah, it depends on the Batman. Because it's yin and yang, right? You're going to need somebody who can feed off your Batman and who can play off what your Batman is. So, I think obviously Batman's going to get cast before the Joker does. It should anyway. If they're cast the Joker before they cast Batman, they're doing it backwards, in my opinion. But
I love that. That's what Alan Tudyk is. Why not? If you're James Gunn and you want to throw people off, why not give us a Tudyk as Joker now? And hype the Batman Brave and the Bold. Yeah. You hype the Batman Brave and the Bold by giving us a Joker now. Forget your Batman, but if you give us a Joker now, why not? Now you know who your Joker is in that Brave and the Bold version of the James Gunn verse, and now you're going to just froth at the mouth to want to see more of Alan Tudyk. Give us the villain before the hero.
Where do you introduce Joker then?
At the end of the movie. It doesn't even have to be during the movie. It could just, they didn't announce what he's doing. It could just be, they work at the Daily Planet, they're reporting on something that happened in Gotham, and you flash Alan Tudyk as the Joker has been arrested by, was brought into by the Batman. By the vigilante, the Batman.
You're talking about introducing him as Superman. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. I guess I worry about the movie just starting to get way too loaded, and I feel like it already is. And I feel like if you start adding more and more to it, you may lose the message.
You're spreading it too thin, but you're also building on something. So that's why I say, and Alan, I know who he probably is going to be, but if you quickly throw him in, only certain people are going to catch it. And those people that will catch it will be frothing at the mouth. But when you bring in your Brave and the Bold, he's not a new character. And you could flash back to Superman when he was caught, and you don't even have to show him in Brave and Bold.
That's true. It's true. Like if you just do like you said, they're at the Daily Planet and there's TVs in the background, and it cuts to like breaking news, Joker kept it doesn't have to be that big of a scene. No, it doesn't have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a small scene. It's 2 seconds. Brave and the Bold, Joker escapes. So here you have he's been caught, and in Brave and the Bold, he escapes. And you save him really for your third major Batman movie. Or your third major movie in the Gunverse.
Here's another controversial opinion, thought. Do we even need a Joker anymore? Can you focus on other villains and not even... Joker's mentioned, maybe, but do we even need to cast a Joker? Do we focus on Harvey Dent? Do we focus on Clayface? Do we focus on Mad Hatter? Do we focus on
the rogues.
There's so much rogues out there that
Scarecrow.
We keep Scarecrow, Riddler, Black Mask. The list goes on. Like there's so many people. I don't know if you necessarily need Joker.
You don't, and that's where I'm saying Alan Tudyk could always play one role. He could play multiple roles, but give him the face of the Joker. You wait movies until you release them out, because I think there's so much other stuff with Batman. Carmine Falcone, the Mad Hatter is a big one. We know we're getting a Clayface show, a movie. Harvey Dent hasn't been done right since, and this is because I'm impartial, since Billy D. Williamson did the role. But it's Harvey Dent is one of those that they haven't done him really good. They've rushed Harvey Dent every time. I
thought Aaron Eckhart was awesome, honestly. We didn't get him that long, but I really liked him as Two-Face.
I did. It's just that he's a two-parter. Just like his character. You don't throw him into Two-Face. And Batman 1980, whatever, when they did that Batman, I saw where they were going with Harvey Dent. They announced him. This is our DA. Harvey Dent, but he's not Two-Face. And then you go into a movie where he becomes Two-Face, but you don't know that he's Two-Face. You think he's dead. And again, I'm giving away my plans, but that's how you approach a Harvey Dent Two-Face, because he's so complex. You actually need 2 movies, which I could see coming out of them. Oh crap, that's probably what Matt Reeves is doing. You can read my lips. That's what Matt... If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But thinking about Matt Reeves, that's what we're getting. It's a 2-parter, and that's why it's being delayed. Because that's a 2-parter movie. But I would love some hardcore, deep down, let's look at Harvey Dent and the complexities of Harvey Dent. Not where we're giving him 1 movie and that's it. Or 2 movies, and one of them he's already Two-Face. He's a complex character. Scarecrow, we got a lot of Scarecrow. I'm kind of done with Scarecrow. I actually like what they did with Scarecrow, where he was a staple in all 3 of the Dark Knight movies.
Cillian Murphy, yeah.
Yeah, oh my God. He's wow. He could probably pull off a Joker. And I'm not going to go even down, but no, he is a great Riddler. But again, Riddler, another understated I'm gonna go back to the Mad Hatter. Ra's al Ghul. Oh my god, the Pharaoh dude. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my god. He's the Pharaoh dude. Oh my god, I can't think of his name right now. And I'm talking about Adam West Batman. But he's the Pharaoh dude. But I mean, you still have Deadshot. You have Punchline. Like I said, Carmine Falcone.
Red Hood.
Julius. Why do you have to bring that up?
Like, there's so many different directions you can go in that you don't necessarily need Joker being your key point or even like being brought up that much.
The ventriloquist.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Killer Croc. This one, I was thinking about this one earlier. Solomon Grundy.
Well, that'd be a good one to focus on.
Again, all of Batman's villains are really...
There's so much meat that could be on that bone. Yeah,
they are Owlman, Clayface. I mean, they are so... Poison Ivy. They are so...
I have no doubt we're getting Poison Ivy because we're getting Swamp Thing. So we're gonna dive into the green for sure. For sure.
You think she's gonna come out of Swamp Thing? She's got to. There's no other way.
Yeah. She's definitely. We're getting Poison Ivy for sure. Because I don't know how you not deal with the green with that concept of who Swamp Thing is without Poison Ivy.
Yeah. But Deathstroke, Deadshot. I mean, oh my God, Red. You said Red Hood. A good Mr. Freeze. I'm not gonna take it away from Arnold Schwarzenegger. They did what they did with the time, but Mr. Freeze, Hugo Strange,
endless. I was thinking Hugo. I really
like, and then here we go. Everybody's all-time favorite, which it will be better. Bane.
Yeah. And I like how you said better, because they need to do better. They have done Bane dirty for too long. We've got close to Tom Hardy. You start to see his intellectual side, his brain side. Because Bane is smart. He's smart.
He is.
He's not this big, dumb muscle. And like those movies try to make him out to be. Tom Hardy, like there's so many people that you could focus on. And that's one thing I would say about Batman as opposed to Superman. Superman, you have your heavy hitters as villains. I would say Superman's villains are a little bit more shallow than Batman's. I would say most people's rogues, except in the Barrys, are pretty like shallow.
They're pretty deep. They're like Barrys. And
Heat Wave. This goes on with Barry. Reverse Flash.
There's Solomon. Not even Zoom. Black Flash. I mean, you could go on and on and on with Barry, and then you throw in the whole time travel and Speed Force itself. But Batman, I would say Batman has the deeper rogues because Batman doesn't kill. And that's the key point. Superman doesn't kill, the Flash doesn't kill, but Batman makes it an issue to try to rehabilitate his rogues. I mean, you could look at, I'm being a little impartial right now, you can look at Green Lantern and his rogues. Freeze, Atrocitus, and Sinestro. Well, we know what he did to Sinestro. That's a whole different rogues, because the possibilities, Dexter, with the lanterns, that runs a little bit different than the traditional Earthbound rogues of Barry and Batman. And I think, again, Batman's rogues are just so deep. Like, you can put them in Gotham and some of them want to hurt them and some of them don't.
And that's the thing about Batman. Like, there's only is his rogues so large, but he interacts with a lot of other people's rogues, right? So, like, it's just like, they're missing the mark, and I don't know if he'll do it. He's probably aging out of the role, probably doesn't want much to do with it anymore. But if Wentworth Miller is not Captain Cold, I'm gonna lose my mind. Because he's the best Captain Cold we've...
My God, the way he talks!
Yeah.
The way he talks is Captain Cold. He just has a genocide quad that he is Captain Cold. When you saw him in Legends of Tomorrow and The Flash, the way he talked is Captain Cold. And I'm going to say the same thing with the guy that played Rory. He was Heatwave. Those two...
Prison Break. Brothers.
That's why. Those two together, just, I'm sorry. Those two together. And like, get me started on that other show. that CW
There's so
had.
many, this rabbit hole, the rabbit hole, man. Because who plays Barry? Who's our Flash? It's not Ezra.
Well, no, we know it's not Ezra, but
Do you have a Flash in this universe?
people are going to give me hate, Gustin.
We bring in Gustin.
Why not? You want to expand and you want fans? Grant Gustin's still young enough. Give him a good script. Don't give him a CW script. Give him a good script. Well, if you bring him back Grant Gustin, and I know who I want back for Reverse Flash.
Yeah, he was great. One of the key names, if you wanted to, that went to my mind was Ansel Elgort. Baby Driver, West Side Story.
I can see those.
Dude, Baby Driver will tell you everything you need to know. He
Hold on.
is.
Go on.
He's great, man. Like he knows how to like be snarky and knows how to bring in the comedy. He can be a great Barry. Ansel Elgort is on top of my list. Some people have said Elliot Page. I don't know if I'm completely down with that or not.
No. Ooh. Let me think about that. Hold on, Elliot Page. No, the thing about Elliot Page is if you're looking for a brooding Flash.
I think part of the reason they cast him is because he has somewhat of a resemblance to Ezra.
Alright, yeah. Oh, this dude. Wasn't he in one of those multi-movie Divergent? There you go.
Yeah. Ansel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he also
think-
worked with... Yeah.
You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, and guess what? He worked with John Hamm.
Yeah.
And John Bernthal. John Bernthal is Deadshot. Or Deadpool. No, Deathstroke.
Oh, you
We're-
were
But you know what? We're never gonna get. They're not gonna let him go. Not with Deadpool. Daredevil coming out.
If you want another good through line villain, in my opinion, I've been hammering this point home to Brandon, is Vandal Savage. Because if you bring in Vandal Savage, there's so many connecting points to so many things, right? Yeah, right?
That's the equivalent of bringing in Kang the Conqueror.
Right. Vandal Savage.
See this man? Oh,
Especially if you're talking, you keep bringing up multiverses, right? You keep bringing up like all these things all over the place. What better way to explain it than a conqueror like Vandal Savage? He's a conqueror of verses, right? He's a conqueror of divisions. Vandal Savage.
you know where his first appearance was? Right?
I don't. Well, where's his first?
Green Lantern number 10, 1943.
Vandal, man.
That's where you need. Holy crap!
He appears in Green Lantern.
God, that's
Is that the big arching bad, possibly?
my God! I think I cracked the secret to the show.
Is it Vandal?
It is a crime drama, and it is Green Lantern, and they haven't talked much about it. And Vandal Savage has done so much harm to the DC universe, where he took over the Justice League with those.
I just broke your brain. Did bring it up.
So if you bring up Vandal Savage in a TV show and you just play him low key, but he's your ultimate villain for your first wave, and he doesn't die. And what happens when Vandal Savage teams up with Mongol?
Right.
And I'm not going to even say what happens when he teams up with Dark. We all know what happens when he teams. Yeah, him and Darkseid don't really get along, but what happens when he teams up with Darkseid?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. People are going for that low-hanging fruit, that people assuming that Darkseid's the biggest villain, because that's the equivalent to Marvel's Thanos.
It's Vandal Savage.
But, like, I think you save Darkseid. There's so many other people that you could have so many movies with, like Vandal, right? Or, because Vandal interacts with Brainiac, like Luthor, like all these people, and so many different heroes as well. He gets into it with the Flash, he gets into it with Batman, he gets into it with Green Lantern. It's Vandal Savage. That's the route I would go.
We just solved it. Folks, please bookmark this video.
We cracked the code, man. We're in
Because,
your brain, James. We're in your brain.
because you know what? That is your Green Lantern villain for the series, and that is your Green Lantern overall. And it kind of, if you really think about it, it explains Peacemaker also. And when you really, really think about the grand master plan of everything that's been...
Yeah.
and you could even retcon Vandal Savage into Elseworlds. You could retcon him into.
He could have been there all along.
You could retcon him into the Flash movie.
Mm-hmm.
You could retcon him into the Man of Steel movies, into the. Holy crap! And this is James Gunn, who appreciates the comic book character that no one expects. Like, did anyone expect Ronin? Like, no. Like, did anyone expect, and I can't think of his name right now, but, Star-Lord's dad. Crap, I can't think of his name because I'm in DC right now. Hugo? Not Hugo. Ego. And you know what? If James Gunn, they would have let him done the Eternals would have been so much better.
That movie was crap. Yeah. But it could have been so much better, yeah. But no, Vandal Savage is my go. I do believe we're getting Vandal Savage. I don't see why. If you're not thinking about that, James, you're welcome. Because he solves a lot of your problems.
You just broke my mind, and now I'm not going to stop thinking of this, and this is all I'm really telling people, is that this is your number one DC Universe villain is going to be Vandal Savage. Now, who do you pick? Let's just finish this off tonight with, who do you get to play? We know Jason Momoa is going to be Lobo, which is obvious.
I would have picked him as Vandal, actually. But him as Lobo works. But who would we cast as Vandal Savage? It has to be somebody who... I don't think you necessarily have to go with that conqueror Viking sort of image. I think it could really be anybody. But... so the question is, do you go traditional? Or do you go out not so traditional?
You go established or not established. Now, if you're going to go established and you want people didn't recognize him, but just go with Josh Brolin. He had the chops. He played Thanos pretty well, and he played Cable pretty well.
Honestly, think he's going to end up being our dark side. Honestly.
God, no.
I just because I think James Gunn would be like, see?
No, make him Atrocitus.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I would prefer him to be Atrocitus, but I can see him as Dark. I just don't want that. Vandal! God!
The Rock. I'm joking.
John Cena at this point.
Let me think. He has that
acting
chops. He has that acting chops.
Yeah, he could get away with it.
He could, but like I want somebody with a little bit more acting chops, I think. But he would look the part for sure.
John Hamm. You could just totally break the mold.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like rough and rugged, and like it could be clean cut, and you still.
They don't have to be young. That's the thing. Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
It's
Vandal Savage could be literally anybody.
Yeah, it's just you need an actor to be able to play the finesse of a caveman to a man that's lived 1,000 years into the future, traveling back. A booster gold is going to be very important in this, and the
We're getting a booster gold. We know that.
We are. And yeah. And so the fact that we're getting, oh my God, he's been laying the pipe work for Vandal Savage.
But who plays him? Give me a pick. If you had like, we're gonna cast whoever you said, but you have to say it now. Who do you pick?
Johnny Depp.
Yes. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I would tell Johnny Depp, tone it down a bit.
Yes. Don't go into character acting.
I don't want Jack Sparrow as Vandal Savage. Like,
No.
I don't want that. But I think if you look at like that's a
Willie
gangster
Mutt.
movie.
Oh,
Gangster
I know
movie
which one.
did.
Bonnie Clyde. No, I know which one you're talking about. Natural? No, not. Oh my God, my mind is. I know what you're talking about. Not Babyface.
He played Bulger.
Yeah. Oh my God. We're both searching it because I know. Oh my God.
What's that called? What was that called? Blanking today.
I am really blanking with the actors, and normally I'm good with this.
What was that movie called?
God, I see the movie, and I can't. Oh my God, it was like in the 90s.
Mass. There we go. I think that was it.
No. Yes, Whitey Bulger.
Yeah. Like he can method act, but I think he would be a really good pick. I just wouldn't want Jack Sparrow as Vandal Savage. I don't.
No. You're thinking about Public Enemies when he played John Dillinger.
That's what I was thinking. Yes. So he's proven he can uncamp it up if he needs to, and I don't want a campy Vandal Savage. I don't.
No.
I want somebody who. But the reason I was bringing up Black Mass is she can make you fear him. He can make you be uncomfortable. And I think that's an aspect of Vandal Savage you need.
Yeah.
You need it. You need to feel uncomfortable when he's on the screen, uncomfortable when he's in the room. And that brings him up to as a good official pick for Joker, too.
No, I don't want him as Joker. No, from this point on, I want him as Vandal Savage. There was someone else that I could see him as, and it just left my mind because all I'm thinking is Johnny Depp as Vandal Savage. Oh, or crap. You're going to hate me because now I'm just thinking, all right, Johnny Depp is my first pick for Vandal Savage, and I hate reusing actors, but what about, oh my god, I am drawing a blank. Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he could very much do it.
No. Forget that. No. I want Mads Mikkelsen as Sinestro.
That's probably a better choice. But I guess see him as a Vandal. He can work.
Oh my god. Only time is going to tell.
But you're right. The groundwork, the more and more I thought about it, Vandal Savage, the groundwork is there. Like, if he's not going that direction, I'm going to be very confused because with bringing in Booster Gold, he's laying the groundwork for Vandal.
He's keeping, so with Booster Gold, we all know that Blue Beetle and Booster Gold are good friends. And he's keeping Blue Beetle, although it's going animated for now, but we know his rule, if you're the animated, you're the live action. So we will see Blue Beetle in a live action somewhere down the line. I mean, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised even if he throws a cameo in Superman. I mean, at this point, just to keep relevancy of certain actors. Again, it doesn't have to be a full, it could be this happened in wherever, and it's a blur. People will catch it. Nerds will catch it. And I think he's doing the fan service of nerds will catch this, and that. The average person won't. People that pay attention to detail will catch it. The average person, whatever. But you are totally laying the groundwork, especially if you're giving us a Green Lantern series that is a detective show when Vandal Savage premiered on Green Lantern in 1943. Even though with Alan Scott, you haven't said if we're going to get an Alan Scott or not because you don't have to. We know we're getting Hal and we're getting John.
And Guy.
We already have Guy. But why not give us that treatment of where you have John and Hal talking to Alan? This happened, and Alan's like calling up. I remember something similar like this years ago. And here's the thing. Once a Green Lantern, always a Green Lantern. And there was one comic where all Green Lanterns were sitting having breakfast together. Alan, Guy, Hal, John, Kyle, having breakfast together. Why don't you give us that? You don't have to give us Kyle. You see where I'm going. You don't have to give us Guy because it's Nathan Fillion. But
speaking of Guy, I firmly believe that Guy's not long for this world. I wouldn't be surprised if he dies in Superman. I don't think Guy is a Green Lantern we're going to focus on for too long.
No, I think he's just filler.
I do. I think he may be cannon fodder in Superman. And I think the ones we'll definitely see. It also depends, as far as if Guy Gardner will appear in Green Lantern, depends on the timeline of Green Lantern. Like, is this a period thing that happened before Superman, or is it post-Superman? Because I could see Guy Gardner dying as Superman, and then Hal and John having to step up, so to speak. Something like that.
Well, see where it takes place in the same time frame. It's just that, oh my god, the man is a genius if he does this right. He's currently the Green Lantern of this sector. Why? Because Hal and John are off-world.
And his death brings him to Earth?
No. Now, his death, or his so-called death, where his ring floats off, but it brings them back to Earth, but it has nothing to do with why he died. He just loses his power because he then becomes Guy Gardner, Warrior Guy. So you have to get the ring off of him for a reason and make him Guy Gardner, Warrior Guy. But you don't have to reintroduce him ever again. It's just the fact that he's no longer, for now, Green Lantern. To introduce a Hal and John Stewart, and it's going to get fan service. But there's so many other Lanterns that that's a whole episode, that's an episode in itself, because my mind is going in like, Vandal Savage and Lanterns and, my God, St. Walker and Carol Ferret. It's like going in Lantern direction, and we need to get through this movie first to know where we're going with the Lanterns. But you're right. It's a one-shot for Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. He's not lasting long. He's got to go.
It's just a shame. I feel bad for him because that's kind of been like his role in life for a while, right? Like, You know,
Except as Headful, he didn't die.
like the Suicide Squad. You know, fall off boy. You know, like and like it's just like he can't stay around.
Well, I mean, oh my god. Well, I mean, Headful. I mean, we'll give him that. That's about it. The only one where he still exists because
Like I said,
he
the
wasn't.
Like I said, the only way I see him get more than one appearance as Guy Gardner post Superman is if somehow the Lantern takes place prior to Superman.
And that's where maybe he doesn't have to die, but he loses his lantern power. That's the only other way where the whole different episode he loses his willpower. And the ring just flies off his finger because he no longer has willpower. And it introduces another color. Or 2 or 3 or 4. Potentially. But he loses you don't have to kill him. He just loses the ring. There you go. Don't kill him. Loses the ring.
I think we found our next episode now.
Lantern.
We have gone on a nerd rant, and if you like what you hear and if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode. And also, do you got a rant in you of your own? Because if you do, we'd love to hear it. Because we are letting you rant in 2025. 90 seconds uninterrupted. Tag us, get with us, or if you have somebody you'd like to see in the hot seat, tag them, tag us, and let them be like, hey, you need to be here on Podcasting 130. They're allowing you 90 seconds. We want to hear you battle these guys. Not necessarily battle, but discuss with these guys. We have a lot of awesome people on in 2025. We discussed a little bit of that in previous episodes. Our first guest was Roy Moy III. And be sure to check out that episode. It was an awesome discussion. He talked about planes. He talked about STEM. He talked about science. He talked about technology. He talked about all of this stuff. And he's dropping a new album. He has a new single. He's been on stage with the Grammy Award winner in Common. Great dude, and I think you're really going to enjoy that interview. So be sure to check that out on our channel. With that said, like I say, before we go on another rant, save that for another episode. Like I always say, and I mean it, I need you guys to keep it nerdy. We love you all, and we're going to drink up.
You know, so how we do. From Ian, Uncle Black, from all of us to all you, drink up, people.
We love you, nerds. Latest.